Welcome to another week of reflections, and this week I want us to really go for it. Last week we looked at let's roll, I believe. This week I want us to truly go for it. I don't want us to have a myopic, is that what they call it, view of things, where we shortchange ourselves in so many areas. One thing about the Lord and one thing about what He's trying to get across to us is that we can be all that He expects us to be if we will just step out with courage and boldness. There's so much that is invested in us, so much that He can do through us. We are people of faith, period. We are people of faith. And as I said, I want us to go for it this week. I want us to hold on to our faith, because faith is what delivers to us the things that we cannot see. And I want us to kick off today by looking at 2 Kings, I believe, chapter 4, verse 2 and 3. 2 Kings, chapter 4, verse 2 and 3. And we are going to be looking at more than enough. More than enough. Whatever you have in your hand, whatever seed you have, because whatever you have in your hand that is not enough is a seed. Whatever you have that is not enough is a seed. What do you do with a seed? A seed is for sowing. A seed is for planting. When you plant a seed, when you sow a seed, it brings to you bountiful harvest. And this is about everything. It's not just about your money, your resources. It's also about your talents. It's also about your skills. It's also about the opportunities that you have. It's also about your relationships. I don't know the right people. What about the people that you know? The people that you know are a seed that can lead you to the people that you need to know. I don't have the competencies, okay? What do you have? You can read, you can write. It's a seed that can then be deployed to get you the competencies that you need. You can drive. That is a seed. The driving can take you to a place where you can go and get the skill that you need. In 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 1, a woman comes to Elisha the prophet and says that my husband died, and he left me a huge debt. Elisha said, go and pay the debt. He said, I can't. I'm just, sort of paraphrasing and giving you my own interpretation of the conversation that Elisha had with the woman. He said, I can't, because I don't have anything. I don't have the resources. That's why I've come to you. That's why I'm coming to report to you that my husband died and left me a debt that I can't pay. And Elisha said, what do you have? He said, I don't have anything. I don't have anything. If I had something, would I be coming to you? And then she said, all I have is some small oil. In essence, she was trying to tell Elisha that there's absolutely nothing in my house. Whatever you see in my house, the only thing you will find in my house is this small bottle of oil. That is all. So my situation is absolutely impossible. And what did Elisha say to her? Elisha said, it's more than enough. What you have is more than enough. He said, go and borrow vessels, not a few. So whenever we say we don't have enough, God is saying on the other side, Increase your capacity to receive. Not having enough is a reflection of a lack of capacity. Well, according to this story, it might not be so in every case. She had a small bottle of oil. Elisha said, go and get more vessels. So she went and borrowed from all her neighbors, containers. When we say vessels, she went and borrowed containers, jars, buckets. And Elisha said, begin to pour that bottle of oil in every single one of them. And as she did it, we are told that it continued to fill from that small bottle of oil. Because she had increased her capacity to receive, every time she took that small bottle of oil and poured it, there was enough. She will move on to the next, there was enough. She will move on to the next, there was enough. And what stopped the flow of that oil was the lack of further capacity. When her capacity finished, her capacity to receive ended, the oil ceased. I want to encourage you today. You do not lack, because there's something in your life that is more than enough. What you need is an extension of your capacity, an enlargement of your capacity to receive. And I'm just praying for you today that the God of heaven will open your eyes to see the opportunities, to see the resources, to see the relationships, to see to see the things that are all around you. That is a seed. Don't tell me that I don't have anything. I was briefly watching something yesterday, a woman who had creative talents. She could sew, and she wanted some outfits for her children, and she couldn't get what she wanted. So she sewed them herself. She made them, I think, some pajamas. And I think a friend of hers asked her, you know, I want to make something, and she said, I can make it for you. So she made it for her friend. The friend loved it so much. She thought to herself, you know what? I can sew. I am creative. She began to make the pajamas, put it in her trunk of her car. Whenever she went to pick up her children in school, she would bring it out. Her car became a moving store, and she would sell to the other parents. Do you know from this woman built a clothing industry? I didn't say a clothing office. A clothing industry that now runs in millions. With I don't know how many number of people. When I looked into that warehouse online, I'm sure she had nothing less than 50 people there working for her. From nothing. She had nothing, just some material and her creativity. Whatever it is that may be going on in your life, I want you to know that there's something that you have that God will use to solve the problem. Because He's Jehovah, the Almighty, that created all that we see out of nothing. He created it by the spoken word. And I speak that word into your life today. Awake, O ye that sleeps, and come alive to the things that have been put inside of you. Deploy them and see how God takes the little to make it more than enough as you increase your capacity. Increase your capacity, and you will be the next in line for a wonderful testimony. Again, it's Fumi Obilano today, and it's Reflections.